Good evening. Todd, how's it going? First one in. John, how are you? Bobby! Couple minutes late. I had a little bit of mayhem ensue just before I hit the button here. And I took a fire escape off one of the buildings. So it hit the floor after I'd put new glue on it. So then I picked it up with a full dog's worth of hair on it because my dog likes to come down and visit. So after U.S. Post finally decided a month and a half was long enough for my package to be floating around in Chicago, I finally got the new set of decals, and I spent a bit of time putting those on. One on this building, this creepy little coke kid, strange little dude. And then we got a 7-Up on this side. And this building I kind of puttered away on. We got the roof done on it. And the HVAC. And then both of these are what showed up in the mail. And I also did the interiors in these. Let's see if I can, hold on. Hey, James, how's it going? Stephanie, how are you? I gotta stick my finger up the butt of this building to get the lights out. And we'll light this up and see if we can look inside the little world that is. Once we do that, I will show you what showed up earlier this week. I thought the F1 race was at midnight my time. It is not. So I'm in trouble. And once we do this, we will look at the stuff for the laundromat, which is kind of the next room to be done. And we will do some detailing on the stuff for the laundromat before we put it in. All right, here we go. Hey, Dan, how's it going? Here we go. See if we can see in. This is weird because I got to turn it every which way because I think it's going. Either way, that's the bathtub, lady in the bathtub. And then this one, that there dude at the table eating his dinner. And then that window's open, so I got the lady yelling off the balcony. She'll be out there, so I wanted, let's hope these don't touch. Here, let me grab this. I need a pointer stick. Where is it? There it is. So that window there, I'm going to knock this fire escape off again. This one here is an open window, and I pulled the curtain out through the window. There, you can sort of see it there, kind of, sort of. Because I figured, if she's out there, she must have got out there somehow. There's no door on that level, so I gave her an open window. All right, let me just spin these back up and send them back up into the hole. So earlier this week, I got a delivery from Dan at Yelton Models. We came up with, well, I came up with needing stuff for a laundromat, and then he did all the hard stuff. I really didn't do much other than, hey, that's awesome. And I gotta back it up here. So before I get into it, yeah, you missed the naked lady. I think I can send you a picture if you want. I have it on camera. So this laundromat kit that I'm about to show is available already. It's $30, and I think it's a great deal for $30. And there we go. For all the Canadian guys, it's a Canadian company. No tariffs, fast shipping. So first up out of the kit is focus laundromat sign. I'm sort of debating on this one if I'm gonna backlight it. I don't know if no, I'm using my phone to film this, so I can't put a thing behind it. But when I was fiddling with it, it was printed so finely behind the lettering that I think I'll be able to get a glow through it. And I'll use like a flexible filament for that. Next in the kit is you get 2 of these folding tables. They don't fold, but you fold clothes on them apparently, or so I've heard. So you get 2 of these. And then you get change machine, if it'll focus. There, so I think it focused. Get that. And then these are, I've stuck them together, but they come in stacks of 2. So you get the front load dryers. So you'll get 4 pieces, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the top and bottom come printed together. And then you get, these are also, I've stuck these together. These come individual. These are the, come on thing, top load washers. And the lids are printed separately, so you can see I've got one closed, one open. So up to your discretion on whether you want to do all open, all closed. And you get 4 of those. So I've stuck them together 2 and 2, but they come 4 separate, so you could arrange that however you like. I don't know that I even need to sand the back of it. It was you printed it so well that it should shine through. Yeah, I just held it up to the light and it glows. Like even with the paint on it, it still glows through it really good. Dan, do you want me to show the recliners? Give him a second to answer. Yeah, okay. So then this was another thing that I requested, and recliners, one obviously open, one closed. This is, I can't remember the name of the guy, but he's from Yelton as well. And he'll just sit right in there nicely. Just chilling in his chair, watching some TV. And Dan will have to tell me if they'll be up on the site or not. If they're not already, they will be. I know he's just came out with a whole bunch of stuff. Like there's it's called the SA Tower, which Ted was talking about on his stream. Okay, so the figure's working hard. Yeah, now that you say it, I remember. And he fits in that chair. And Ted was talking about the SA Tower, which you can get as a standalone, or you can order the interior as a separate add-on. And it's from somewhere Ted Models, I think, but it's nice enough that I'm probably going to get one just because I like it. And I don't really model anywhere that exists, so I can do whatever I want. And if you remember a few weeks ago, I had these lights show up. So I've got one of those on this building because I thought that one kind of fit the kind of look of this quite well. The floor, I've got the floor in for the laundromat already, and all that is just styrene floor, and I cut it, just scored it with the X-Acto or hobby knife, whatever you want to call it, and then I just did a black wash on it. And once the wash was on, I used Bounty paper towels, and they have a very helpful pattern, and I just stuck the paper towel down on the wash and lifted it straight up. Don't wipe it or move it around, just straight down, straight up. And it kind of gives you that. What was that? I just lost the pitch. Gives you that kind of, this one checkered up a bit more than usual, but it'll give you a bit of a marbly type pattern. So what we're going to do is, I think I got some here. That might be a bit big. Let me grab some of my handy dandy. So this is what I use from for all the curtains, and I did towels in that bathroom and stuff like that. And this is what I use. Available at any of your Hallmark stores. Not sponsored. You could probably buy it in colors and save yourself trying to paint it. Oh, okay, the tower is in South Amboy, New Jersey. I like New Jersey, so it works out well. So I'm going to grab some of this handy dandy scissors, and we're going to make some clothes and towels and shit like that needs to wash. This is a very large pack. You could probably get away with one of the small ones and it would last you a lifetime. This is just what was here, so that's what I use. If Hallmark sees this and wants to send me more colored tissue paper, please contact me on any of the social media avenues. And this glue. So this is Mod Podge gloss and water. I use this because when I first made the curtains, I was doing it on glass and it seemed to not stick to the glass as much as the other stuff. So all I'm going to do is just like this. You're not going to be able to tell what it is when I get it in there anyways. So we need some stuff in the dryer machines, and maybe we'll have something hanging over the washing machine. Get out of here. Fired. There. That should be enough. I got some of them little ones too. They might do. Where's my little grabbers? Right here. Get these out of here. Put them off to the side. And if this goes fairly quick, we're not going to be able to finish the laundromat install because once I put all this stuff in, it's got to dry. And then I've got to put some clear shiny glue in the dryer so it looks like they've got the glass front. So that's what that's about. I'm just going to pick a bunch of random colors. Ooh, monster. Nice. There's a red back here. What's this one? Oh, I'm not a Ferrari fan, but we will have a Ferrari red tonight. And I'll use this black because I don't really use it for anything else. So all I'm going to do for this is so for the windows in these, I think I mentioned before, I use slide glass, like the piece that goes on the top of the slide. Todd turned me on to that, and I've been hooked on it ever since. Well, I think I swear too much to be on the Hallmark Channel. I'll have to clean up my act. So basically all I do for this stuff is, here's my other ones. And where's that? This is sort of the same method I do for making the curtains for buildings, like for the windows in the buildings. Oh, that's a lot. And let's start it with a blue. We're going to try and just very light, there, that's all we need. It'll mix, make colors. We're going to double this one up. I should have mixed that before I doubled it up. It's okay. I'll make it work. Basically, it's just smush it together until it kind of does something that sort of looks like, you know, balled up paper or a towel or something. I think this one's I think I might have to cut these. Is that on camera? No, it's not. Hold on. We gotta make some adjustments here. There Now, if I'm on the table, I'm on camera. So we will set this in here. Oh, just like that, there's a delivery from Hallmark.
It's green.
Pardon?
It's like off-white, red, green.
With sparkles.
Oh, it was.
So other colors available from Hallmark is green. You got an off-white and a red. So I'm going to pop these open once I'm done with this one, and that will save the paint step. And I've got a couple figures that will go in here. I'm not painting figures tonight. We did that last time I was on. Oh, there. It'll, when you throw stuff at the machine and it doesn't quite go in, that's sort of what I'm looking for. These next ones will probably take a little bit just because we're gonna fill up most of these dryers, I think. This is one of those fun details to do because you can't really muck it up too bad. And it's one of those ones where, if somebody gets a look in that window, they're going to be like, oh my goodness, there's stuff in there. But I've always been big on doing interiors and stuff like that. Like I've done ones where you can't even see it. One of those was my fault because I learned the lesson of don't put the glass in if you're gonna dull coat, because the dull coat makes it so you can't see in the window anymore. So I spent half a day building the interior of this building and then I dull coated it. And well, you can't see what's in there anymore. Another drop of glue. Bam. And it's a real watery mix. It's gonna turn pink, isn't it? I'm just trying to wring it out a bit. Try and keep the red over here. Now the trick with this, since the machines are painted, is try not to wad the stuff up on the outside of the machine like I'm about to do. Ooh! Snaked it in. All right, I need another hoodad. Because if these are just from the online place that you buy all this stuff, Amazon. You just get the slides and these things, and these come in handy. They're too thick to do windows, but they come in handy for this type of stuff. One drop. It's going to make it blue if I poke it with that. Get the red off of it, eh? Don't mix the reds and the whites. You get pink. Then you're wearing pink shirts. I never separated them. Maybe that's like an old time thing. No, I screwed it up once, and I remember I turned a bunch of socks pink or something. There you go. Get one more in that. Get some red. Red. Oh, like a 3-hole punch size. I was wondering about that. I don't know if I have a punch of any sort. If not, I'm sure the old Dollarama will have it. Did you make it the actual size of the hole punch? If you did, that would be brilliant. All right, there we go. Now, another one from there. Well, let's do a couple more clear ones before I get carried away and screw it up and end up with a bunch of colors that I should be using the color wheel to be mixing, but I'm not. Because I can already see it on these tweezers that it's starting to get the red paint everywhere. Here we go. Let's do this one. There we go. These ones are a little less nerve-wracking because if it touches, and it doesn't matter because there's no color to it. Let's drop that one there. Do a couple black ones. Let's drop it over here. Figured out that it's just instead of originally when I was doing the curtains, I was putting them on these and letting them dry, and then hoping I got them off, and then trying to stick them onto the model on the inside. And I figured out that if I just kind of fiddle around with them and get them kind of into the shape I want, and just pick them up while they're still wet, and then just throw them onto the model, it works fine. I screwed up one and I dragged it across the window, so then I had to pull it out and clean the window off and then try again. Doing this one here. I think we need a purple to go in there. Oh, I'm out of paper. Out of paper. Come on. Look at. And with these, you don't gotta be, come on. You don't gotta be super accurate, which is a nice break from, you know, most of the other stuff that we do. Just cut it at random. Grab these two, pop them down there. 2 drops of glue. Try and get like a 1/4 drop of paint. There it goes. It's a very purpley purple. All right, mission for tomorrow is get a hole punch. Where's this one go? Squished it enough. In there. Oh. Q-tip. Let's try and suck some of that paint out of it. There. Beautiful. And let's do one more in that one. Put a black in with the purple. Trying to get multicolor where you can, but it all kind of just mucks into one. Yeah, see, I could just turn that purple and black. Well, there we go. That kind of, that focus, yep. There we go. So, the sort of fun part of doing interiors. We're purple right there. All right, let me clean that up quick. And I think probably the next thing that needs to be done on this is we'll do some of the, does that get underneath? No, it's just dry. All right, that's fine. Set that off to the side. Set that off to the side. So, pardon me. Those kind of have to wait for them to dry. And Should we do some HVAC or roof work? Do some of both. So this roof I've already, oh no, I added another light and I just showed that light the roof. So this is basically all I do for the roofs for these is it's just black construction paper. Pardon me. And I don't necessarily focus too hard on the width of them. I keep them like somewhat small. And then, oh, I'm going to tilt this after. XF85, which is rubber black, and then one of these little guys. And that's going to do the tar line like on here. I was going to do the gravel roof on one of these, but I don't want to. It seems more like an industrial roof more than like something like this. And then again, like this is another fun one where you don't have to be super accurate with what you're doing because it's just, you know, some dude up there with a mop putting this stuff on. It's probably hotter than Hades and he wants to go home. Then I add random patches while I'm doing this as well. That's why, like, kind of one of those things where if you're a little less careful, it kind of works out. That's a lot. I just try to keep them somewhat. Where's the next one? Over here. Keep them somewhat similar so it doesn't look too far out of whack. And add some patches in. So like if I miss a little row, I'll come back and put one of these patch deals in. Oh. I just stuck my hand in the paint. These raised ones, you can just kind of cheat and slide this micro brush across it. So this is sort of the same kind of idea I do when I'm just not on camera and just working on stuff is I kind of flip back and forth between things. So, you know, something's drying and then just skip over to another part, work on it until it's to a point where it needs to dry. And then by that time, hopefully the first thing's dry and you can just kind of keep marching along. Kind of feel like that dude was probably doing this working across the lines. And then oh, come on, just make it. There we go. So then there we got the tar line roof there. And the best part about micro brushes, you don't got to clean them, you just throw them out. Because guess what? Nobody likes cleaning paintbrushes. Sucks. And I've used that one for 3 roofs, so it's paid its dues. Now, where did I put my... It's underneath the building. That can go down. These are the lights that we'll use on the building. They're just, the rolls of LED. This one's warm white. This one is bright white. So bright white will be the lower level with the laundromat because it's probably got better lights in it. And I'm gonna move this back over here. These I'm done with. Get out of here. That can go back up there. I might use a couple of these vents. And so there's that. Just gonna get one of those. And it's gonna get some of these. I don't know what ones though. So I kind of go through and I'll just build a whole bunch of stuff. Almost swore again. See, I'm trying to improve. All right, Todd. See you tomorrow. How am I doing on time? I can't see. I don't have a clock because my phone's in the sky. Oh, okay. I'm doing okay still. All right, let me pop a couple of these out of here. With the ITLA HVAC kits, they're a neat little kit. And I think the biggest thing is to realize you can cut them. You don't have to leave them the shape they are or the length they are or all that stuff. And it took me a long time to figure that out. But once I did, I was able to do like all these weird ones where they go around buildings and onto the roof and stuff like that. Come on out of there, you. Seriously. I don't need anything else off that one. Let's take this one. And one of these. Yeah, that's opposite of that one. All right. And where's my little container of all the other bits? Right here. What do I got in there? Anything? I don't even know if there's anything in here for me to use. These might need some of those. I'm running low on the right angles. So this might be the last building to get HVAC. So what I do know is what? There's definitely going to be something coming out of the bottom. So I think this will probably go over here. So let's do HVAC up this side. Sure. Let's do that. I just try and think of where it would come from and where it would go, I guess. Oh, where's that one I already did? Right here. This might actually be the one right here. It was going to go on this building, but I don't think it's going to. And it sort of lines up on this one quite nicely, if I do say so. What do you guys think? Maybe up a bit more. This is the floor line, so it could go up quite high. You get at least one of those turnout vents off of it. But then it puts it in like a weird spot for that one. Maybe there. It doesn't matter because even if the tall one makes it off, the short one isn't. So there's no point me sacrificing what I want on the placement of it just to not fit in the right spot anyways. There. Something like that. Yeah, I think right there. Should I bring it this way a bit more? Yeah, right there. Let's get the glue. Don't need scoop juice. I'll use the old tacky glue. So I think Chris from Govia Go Home said he wasn't gonna have a stream next week, so might do the early start. I'm gonna talk with Ted and see what he wants to do. A little bit right there. And we gotta find some more spots to put ventilation because I feel like there's a fair bit that would come out of the laundromat. And we gotta do some electrical stuff too. Electrical is very important. There. Just like that. That one was easy because I already built it and painted it, so we didn't have to go through the pain and suffering of that. Roll clip. Come off there. Fucking hell. Where? We're gonna stick this gas meter. Stick it right over top of Weird Coke Boy. I feel like this would probably be added after he was painted on there. Don't really want to do that. I'm gonna stick it right in that corner. So all I use when I'm putting these on is that Aleene's tacky glue. It's not an instant hold, but for the amount that I need to change stuff. Oh, come on. Other option would be the old super glue, but I always tend to drop stuff on not quite in the right spot, and then it's real crooked. I don't often worry about stuff being straight or crooked. I just eyeball most of it. Because sometimes when you measure stuff, it still looks crooked. Some stuff, like the HVAC on this, I left it crooked on purpose. It's old and beat up, and it's probably been replaced and messed with. I don't know. I think if it's too straight, it looks a little bit fake. One of these vents. Where is it? Let me glue this on before I screw up and put something where it's supposed to go, because that'll be a cool feature. Yeah, cha-cha. Haha, you know what? We can drop this thing right down beside this thing. Yeah, buddy. Because I won't be able to fit nothing else over here anyways. So let's do that. No, stay down. This might be one of those instances where the super glue may get broken in. I think we're okay. There we go. Downspout on. Power. What am I going to do for some power? I don't think that will go there. I'm gonna cut these old tails off. And I'm gonna run my own wire. You're gonna stay at 9, okay? So if Chris isn't on, I'll go 7 to 9. I'll bat lead off next week. Should that go there? You guys can't see that because I'm not working towards the camera. Over here, yeah. Go there. Then do another, yeah. And dabby a glue. Where did I say I was going to put this? It was up here, wasn't it? See, I already forgot. I haven't fully recovered from being sick yet, so I'm not super with it, but sort of with it. There we go. Kid behind the coat keeps staring at me. I'm going to fight him. I think I'll put an electrical meter there. We're going to do one of these vents back here. This vent, ow, jumpings. This vent did not come with the kit. I think I have these in a package and I'll show you. These are also from the Elton models. I think I bought like 3 or 4 of the kits that they come in. Because you get 3 of these vents, which I like these vents. Oh, stick on there, you son of a bitch. Stuff like this is that type of thing. Come on. You always want to have them on hand. Bam. Let me see. Yeah, here. Yeah. 3 of those vents that I just put on, plus this upright vent. $8. Can't beat it. Use a ton of them. Should have put something on top of that washer. Anyway, back to task on hand. At hand. Back to what I was doing. This one, I think we'll do not far over top of that vent. What was that? There's the floor split, so let's do it right below that. Like that. And then this little guy. We're going to take this little guy and put him up in the top corner. This is going to help with moving the wire around the building. There we go. So now we got 2 electrical boxes, the vent, another electrical box, gas meters on, and we got some HVAC and downspout. I feel like this laundromat needs more stuff. So this is kind of what I do, is I just see where stuff can go or might go or something. I don't think anything else is going to go on here. Might just do roof stuff. So here's kind of what I was talking about with cutting stuff up. That is that piece there. Right, so I cut it there and cut this little piece off, and then I just rounded the ends over so they look like the turn ins, turn downs, turnovers. I like turnovers. And get these ones. This is kind of where the building is. The fun part is adding all this stuff onto it. I like doing the roof stuff the best, but can't put the roof on until I get all the other floors in. Oh, I can put the change machine in. Girl. Need the other ones. Where are the other ones? What happened to the other ones? Right there. There we go. Shit. Look out. This is kind of I don't know how other people do it. I just kind of, it's how I do it. This is kind of the tricky part with doing the interiors. Is you're working in from the roof. I think in other ones I've done frig. I'm trying to think what I did with that other one. Built the interior and then slid it into the building. But these buildings, they got semi-closed floor, so you can't slide in from underneath. That's too high. That's right. Right, so like there's the opening on the bottom, and you can't slide your interior in from under. So everything's got to go in from the top. So I tend to just put the floor in, and then drop everything in. Can we see it in there? Wait, let me. Change machine is installed. Kind of wish there was more windows in this guy. What to do? I add this vent on here. No. I think one of the lights should go up there. And I think I dropped the light that I needed. I did. Ow. Just gonna make sure this guy works. I've done it before, and there's nothing worse than putting a light in and then realizing that it does not work. And this wasn't entirely how it went down. When I was doing fast eddies, I put a light in, and it was one of those Timu lights. And the wire broke off the LED in the light fixture. So then after I tested it before I put it in, and then I guess with moving around and whatever, it snapped the wire off and it did not work. So I had to try and pull enough wire out where I could solder the new wires onto the old wire and then try and pull it through under the building. And that sucked. I ended up having to pop the building off. I'd already stuck the building to the base, and then I couldn't get it to stick back down 100% after. This will be a, what do you call it? This will be a super glue situation here, because the wires just make these lights want to turn because I twist them all. So they like to try and twist all the time. And then we need tweezers because I'm not going to get my fingers stuck to this light. we go. Just gotta put a bit of rust or something on it. You know what? Doesn't need. I'm a big rust guy, but maybe not everything needs to have rust. So now, we're just going to leave that for the minute because it's with doing the bottom floor in this. I closed up all my kind of room where I bring the wires out, so I drilled a hole in the bottom of here because I don't have that hole, and just a little bit tricky getting the wires through. Hey Floyd, how's it going? What else can we do? Need an electrical meter, but I think I gotta paint all them still. Gas meter. Yeah, those are all gas meters. Oh, you know what? No, the TV's not dry yet, but I might as well drill a hole for that. Now this will be the floor for there. And I started painting the wall. Because with, I don't know, I feel like this would be almost like a hallway going through the building. And then just these two windows would be a room. And I did that in this floor. I put a divider in, and the bathroom up here, I put one in at the back. And also with this window over here. Just feels hallway-ish to me. So I built this divider to go in. And also it let me cut a really big hole for all the wires and stuff to go down. Yeah, still working on the buildings. The stuff I ordered finally decided to show up. Nothing to do with the guy that sent it. It was all post office issues. Like I was watching the tracking and this thing was turning circles in Chicago for 3 weeks. So there's sort of, I'll go in like that. I try to put doors in when there's somewhere to put them. And where'd that go? Right there. Comes out about center, I think. Put it right there. Is Dan still in here? If he is, I think we need to do some house plants. Like a ficus or something. Thank you, Floyd. I'll go through kind of what I've been working on while I've been waiting for these things. Just going to cut this recliner off the print sheet sprue thing. There it goes. Put some glue on his butt and stick him in that chair. probably be kind of like something like that, watching TV. Okay, you're here, so yeah, we definitely need to do some house plants. I think I want to take another picture of these before I stick them in. That HVAC stuff will be for that. So we'll put all these back in here. And here's the roof. Ah, crap, I glued it on the side that tells me the way it's supposed to go. Yeah, it goes this way. So, I think this vent. Oh, we can build the TV tower or the TV antenna. Where is it? Right there. This one will be with blue. Sit this guy off to the side. He can relax in his chair. There goes. Come on. These ones usually pop right out of here, and they are not popping. Uh-oh. May have encountered an issue. Yeah, I did. Well, oh, there it goes. Issue solved. I was trying a different way of keeping my glue bottle from where I was having to fish a line down it every time. No, that's fugs. Because this tight bond sets up fairly quick. So I was trying to do it where I could just stick that doodad down the hole. Let's try yellow. Is this one going to work? Yeah, that works. There's nothing worse than getting ready to glue something, then you gotta fart around with the tip for 10 minutes trying to get it to spit glue out again. Struggling tonight. There it goes. I just built one of these the other day and I don't remember what I did to do it. You know how they go together, but I felt like the last one went together quite a bit easier. Probably not grabbing it from the middle would be good. There it goes. And I stuck my finger on the glue. Get this one. Try it this way this time. There we go. What way do I do these? I don't know if there's a right way or a wrong way to assemble these, but at least if I do them all the same way, they're either all right or all wrong. At least they're consistent. I feel like I usually hang these somehow. Here we go. Little TV antenna. I don't know that this is the smartest thing I'll do all night, but we're going to just stick it straight on the roof. Because I know it's got to go over in this corner because that's where, that is where the TV set will be. Let's just stick that guy right there. Now I've tweaked the top one. They're not bad once the wood glue sets, but man, they're finicky up until then. Well, I'll go around the all this stuff that I put on the roof. I'll go around it all after with with that same paint we did the tar lines with. I think I still got to do that. I haven't done this one. Nope. Here's that. We'll give it one of these guys right here. There we go. Right here. I didn't cut that one off. I did not cut that one off. Did now. I just feel like this pipe shouldn't be taller than the antenna. We lose an hour tonight. Thank you, Floyd. All right, Ted. I'll talk to you this week anyway, or I'll talk to you tomorrow night. Yeah, we did this paper roof at the probably about the midway point. But I think that might be almost all I got for tonight. We get the F1 race going up there, which I gotta go and catch up with now. Son of a gun. So here's kind of where our washing machines and dryers are at. That's what we started with today. So once I finish those up, I'll post a picture of them in the community thing or whatever you call it. Pick these up before I. So that was glass. And then I'll get some other stuff kind of finished up for this, and then next week we'll button up this building. And that might be the last one on this, and then I'll start on I have two other buildings that are built, but there's nothing really done to them yet. Unless you guys want to see more figure painting, I do have some of those to do for this building. So you guys can well, I talked to quite a few of you here and on other stuff, so if there's anything you want to see, just let me know. There's a good chance by next week I may have HO scale house plants here, so we might paint those up as well. But we'll get this building finished up next week for sure. Do some outside wiring on the buildings. I gotta add stuff to this one and this one still, but this one's ready to go. It just needs a wire on the outside of the building and then whatever stuff's going with it. All right, Floyd, have a good night. I'm sure I'll see you in one of the streams through the week, and if not, I'll see you back here next week. Thank you, Bobby. I'm sure I'll be plugging away on this tomorrow night a little bit, or on that other building maybe. I got a bar set and jukebox and stuff from Yelton as well, because I was thinking to do on the top floor of this one, of this building. So these 3 windows may be like some sort of a pub or a bar or something like that. I'm gonna curtain off the windows for the downstairs of this. So I might work on that through the week. Or I might be working on that tomorrow. I'll probably be painting some of it tomorrow. I'll get the washing machines all finished up, and then we can put the interior fully in this one. But if there's anything you guys want, just shoot me a message. Either comment on something on here or one of the other avenues. Like Instagram be the same name on here. All right. Hopefully everybody gets enough sleep with the time change tonight. And I'll catch you all next week. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Enjoy the rest of the weekend.